right there. And I need you to stand right here between these three ladies right here. Okay? Here. Right up here.
I think we're taking over.
I did before. And they've already got one, so they don't get a second. Right over there between those two ladies, okay? You want Grandma's picture with you? Never taken a picture. Grandma, you want to show?
Now I understand why we let go.
What are we going to do? Get another picture?
You stand right here between, let's take the rose between one thorn and barb.
Barb.
You didn't get one. You didn't get one, Ann.
Over this? I did. Or do
Oh, you got one? Okay.
But I'm perfectly content right here.
That's better. My idea, you can take this picture.
Wow,
One more, ready? Smile. And don't take your picture. Oh, she's working. I'm blaming you.
There you go. We got a sticker.
Okay.
All right. Record down.
Okay.
Thank you. Ready for this?
One more. Ready?
Do it.
Smile. Let's do some teeth. Okay. Now you back to with Grandma.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job.
That's a big animal. Lost control. Good job.
Okay, thanks, Dawn. We're already recorded. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the city council meeting to order. I would like to ask everyone please to stand and join reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Kevin, can you please do roll call?
Jenny Bauer Schultz.
Here.
Matt Dyer. Here. Tyler Fulenkamp. Here. Scott Murray.
Here.
Abby Wilder.
Here.
Okay, was everyone given a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting, March 19th?
Yes.
Make a motion to accept them as emailed.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay. Okay, we do have a public hearing for an ordinance. First, I need to make a matter of record the publication for the public hearing.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Do we want to go to the public hearing or the proclamation?
Let's do the public hearing proclamations, isn't it?
Okay.
Suspend.
So we need to suspend the council meeting.
I'll make a motion to suspend the council meeting. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign?
And then open the public.
Oh, yeah, we need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing. I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Okay.
All right, this is a public hearing on ordinance number 2024-4, which is consideration of amendments to the city sewer use ordinance and implementation of additional surcharges for excess daily maximum limits presented to the wastewater treatment facility. So, are there any members of the public here who wish to speak in favor or opposition of the amendments presented within the ordinance? Seeing no one and hearing no one, that would conclude the public hearing over ordinance 2024-4.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign?
And then I'll make a motion to reopen city council meeting. Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we're back in the city council meeting. So we'll go ahead and do, this is the final reading? The final reading. 4-4. So we need a motion to...
Okay. I move to place ordinance 2024-24 on its third reading by short title only. Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance 2024-4, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Decatur which amends the City Sewer Use Ordinance, Chapter 54 of the Decatur Code of Ordinances of 2015 as supplemented.
I move to adopt ordinance 2024-4 on its final reading. Second.
Motion is second, roll call vote?
Jenny Bauer Schultz,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Abby Wilder.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, while we are working on signing those, we have some wonderful guests here tonight. They're here for a proclamation for Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month. Does anybody want to get up and talk before I read the proclamation? Sure? The mic's yours. You can sing too if you want. Okay, I will read a proclamation for April of 2024. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a community condition and problem, and finding solutions depends on involvement among people in the community. Whereas the effects of child abuse and neglect are felt by whole communities and need to be addressed by the entire community. Whereas Prevent Child Abuse Indiana and SAFE in Adams County are sponsoring several events throughout the month to heighten public awareness of prevention in communities around the state. These events will provide information and materials that support families to prevent child maltreatment and celebrate people who work with and support children and families. And whereas a statewide Pinwheels for Prevention campaign has been launched through the media, public schools, libraries, social service agencies, and businesses during the month of April to celebrate and bring awareness of the great potential of all children in Indiana and the need to strengthen all families and support the nurturing and. Whereas the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign includes the planting of pinwheel gardens statewide, celebrating community partnerships for strengthening the family and protecting all children from abuse and neglect. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of the partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Whereas all citizens should become more aware of the power of prevention within the community and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe, nurturing environment. Now therefore, I, Daniel L. Rickard, do hereby proclaim April 24 as Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month in Decatur and call upon the citizens, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to prevent child abuse and thereby strengthening the communities in which we live. Signed this second day of April, 2024, Daniel L. Rickard, Mayor, City of Decatur. All right, thank you guys for your work and your efforts. We appreciate it very much.
You are invited next Tuesday. I'll try to give you a flyer for the Pinwheel Garden. Dr. Hibb is still going to be our speaker.
What?
It'll be at noon on the east side of the courthouse on the 9th.
Thank you.
Tuesday the night. Okay. What time did you say?
At noon.
Yeah. Cool.
Appreciate you letting our helper come.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good help.
sure.
I know.
You got taller,
All right, Charlie, you ready?
Next Tuesday at noon. What? No.
It'll be dark.
Yes, sir.
Real soon.
Okay, Ian, did you want to discuss the Parsons industrial site? We talked a little bit about the redevelopment commission and the industrial site.
Yeah, redevelopment presented at last meeting, and council was interested in moving forward with transferring the 3 parcels out in Industrial Park that are in the city's name into Redevelopment Commission's charge to initiate the process of getting those ready to be marketed, actively marketed and developed. The process for council is essentially a resolution and quitclaim deeds. The council has the authority to transfer that without going through the regular disposition of property requirements by statute, because it is being transferred to another political subdivision or entity of the city. However, when you go in to look at the deeds for those parcels, it's platted and it's deeded to the city, but those individual lots don't have individual legal descriptions, and so there needs to be an initial step to get survey work, to get legals created in order to define those lot lines, define those boundaries in order to be able to transfer them. So that would be the first step. The other consideration is that Redevelopment Commission is going to meet tomorrow night, and I'll go through this with them. In order to acquire the properties from the city, they have an economic development plan that was initiated when Redevelopment Commission was started, and that defines their economic development area, their TIF district, their any properties that they seek out to acquire for the purposes of economic development. The properties in that industrial park are not included in that and would need to be. So it requires them to amend their plan. That is it's a process. It begins with a declaratory resolution and how they want to amend the plan and adding those in. It requires approval by both City Council and Plan Commission, a public hearing, and a confirming resolution that actually adopts the amendment to their plan. It'll take some time. So while that's going on, council could go ahead and take the steps to get the survey work done, the appraisals for those lots, essentially get the ball rolling. So those two initiatives could be moving along at the same time, and then they're at a point where it's ready to transition and transfer over to Redevelopment Commission, and that step is done. The offering sheets and kind of bidding process for redevelopment could occur and get them out to market not much slower than if they were simply transferred right now. So something to consider, and just looking for guidance from council on how you want to move forward. But regardless, there needs to be survey work done and legal descriptions created.
My only question, how many acres was there total that we're talking about for our section?
The largest parcel is part of a plat, but it's undeveloped. It's about 27.65 acres. There's a just under 2-acre lot, and then there's a 5-acre lot that has a detention pond that was probably not ripe for development, that needs to stay as that detention pond area.
And you're saying out of the 27.65, originally there was a plot to have 5 lots, but it just has never been approved?
It hasn't gone through
the phases.
Like the phase 3A of that industrial park is developed with streets and infrastructure. Phase 3B is essentially that 28 acre segment lot within the recorded plat, it's
Right. I guess my
it's
only,
mapped out
I
in
guess
there,
what
but
I'm
it's not
saying is
fully
like,
developed.
do you want to put the money into surveying out lots out of a 27 acre piece?
It's not even that. It's like that segment is, there aren't specific legal descriptions for the lots being transferred. It's not even like
not
moving
even-
forward with that plat development. It's,
So the 27 acres isn't even called out yet?
correct. So that would need to be, like that lot would need to be surveyed to get the legal.
Gotcha. There's a plan to put 5 lots in there, but
It's never been
it's not
developed.
even been to the point where there's a 27 acre piece that's been...
Like I have, I have the deed, there's a deed for all of that area that encompasses that whole space. And then phase 3A was developed and those are divided up. But when I went to talk with my staff about getting those descriptions and those lots described to include within the resolution and add that exhibit, there are no legal descriptions for those specific areas. So.
So what's the next step to get the ball rolling? That's what I'd like to do.
Really, I think we need to potentially do a little bit of survey work. Like this is, like this doesn't really even have, like the largest lot isn't really even defined as a specific lot. It's just designated as phase 3B. And like the detention, it has, I would really just need to talk with Brett Miller about creating the legal for that, the legal description. So those are the two primary ones. Like there's areas denoted for lot 5 of that, but the detention basin doesn't have a lot number, and then the 27.65 doesn't have a lot number associated with it. So it just needs, it needs some tweaking to be able to actually define the area that the council is approving to be transferred. So at minimum, letting me get that taken care of, and then if you want the resolution, and I can talk with Redevelopment Commission tomorrow night about getting the ball rolling on moving forward with their process and preparing to be able to accept the properties. It sounded really good in theory, like let's get this going, but there's just a lot of steps that need to be taken care of and addressed to get it going. So.
Sounds like something that needs to be done, because if we did have a potential buyer, then we'd be stepping over our feet, fumbling around trying to get it done then. Mm-hmm. So it needs to be done now.
Mm-hmm. I'll make a motion to move forward with getting these surveyed so that we have some descriptions of the property.
I'll second that.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign.
Can I see that, Ian?
Yeah. It's pretty small, Tyler, but
It's
that's
fine.
just like the recorded plat. And I would be happy to be wrong on it, and I'll come back with a resolution next time.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Do you have anything else?
Did you want to, do we need to talk about the eclipse at all?
We will. I'll go through department heads first, and then we'll come
Okay.
back to that.
Okay.
Department heads, Jeremy.
Heavy trash, just a reminder, it's more days of it. Yard waste collection will start on Monday.
Okay. Kevin G.
A reminder about the golf cart TV registration day, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for staff. Get ready to put a sticker on the back of the...
Yes, you will.
And then Amy Gage, our chief clerk, she's an artistic individual, and she saw an idea on Facebook and ran with it. Now the pet rock snake out on the TV, his name is Copper, and the goal is to see how long this rock snake can get, so the public is invited to paint more rocks.
Paint rocks and add to it, right?
And add to it.
Oh, I see.
All right. We'll see if Copper can touch the fire station, huh?
Yeah, well, we're sending him there.
Okay.
He stays at the fire station.
All right.
I think that was everything.
With that, Jeff, anything?
We have closed our applications for paid on call. We have 2 applicants for 3 openings.
Okay. All right. Kurt?
Good.
Chad, you got anything? All right. Aaron? Who's back there? I think I see a beard. Bill?
Good.
Josh?
Not ready for rain.
Yeah. I think we got all the data we need for those sensors.
Mm-hmm.
It can stop now. Jamie? I guess everybody knows Monday's coming. We'll see. I think they're saying it's about a 60% chance of clouds, but who knows? I'm leaving. Well, I'm leaving here about 5 minutes to head down to Indy for Mayor's Institute. I'm going to talk to a bunch of other mayors tonight, tomorrow, and see what they're doing. I know the county, they're sending their employees home at noon. The schools are shut down. I know the hospital's cutting back on some of the procedures and things they're doing. We don't know what we're going to get. I think my goal right now is kind of to play it by ear until this weekend and see if we start seeing people come into town and it's going to be chaotic. We'll just maybe decide last minute as kind of, the governor did declare a state of emergency already, so we can adjust things as we see fit, basically. So, again, I'm going to talk to a bunch of them in the next couple of days and see what all they're doing. Anybody have any? I know so EMA is really taking the lead on this. They've been putting things out about, there's kind of gatherings. Is it on their Facebook? Jamie, where do they have it posted? EMA?
The EMA right now, they don't have it posted anywhere. They're still finalizing everything,
Okay.
but it will be posted. We'll share it on our Facebook, and it will be shared on a couple other Facebooks too. I think North Adams will share it.
I believe they're working with WZBD.
Yes.
They're going to have at all entrances to town. You're going to be able to, it'll say tune to 92.7 to get updates on where to park and where to go and things like that. So it looked to me like there was about 10 different places that were inviting people to park in their parking lots and maybe selling food and doing some things. So
EMA will probably have their office open all night Sunday night for any emergencies, even during the night. People can call there. And the radio station will be making regular emergency announcements or whatever. And so if there's, the EMA wants anybody anywhere, if they see something going on, call them and call the radio station, because people are going to, people around. And also, if any of your churches or businesses or whatever would like to list the call letters and the numbers of our radio station in your places, because we got 35,000 strangers in the county. They might not know where our radio station's at, so the EMA really wants people to get that posted so people know where to turn for our radio station.
right.
And we're looking pretty good. I talked to Rick McCoy today, and he said at the most maybe a 20% chance of a sprinkle sometimes, but he said it's looking better all the time for viewing on Monday. So.
Okay.
And the sheriff said, I talked to him today a little bit, and he said, and Eric and I are supposed to write stories in our papers about this, but sheriff said that at 3:30, it's going to go from about 3:10 to 3:20 or so. He said by 3:30, when it's past, he said people they'll start heading out like everything because they all want to get home. And he said it's going to be a huge traffic jam. Anybody in town that doesn't have to leave town or leave their houses or anything. And he said also purchase ahead of time. Groceries, and the sheriff's going to go around his office this week, like the next couple of days, go to all of our businesses and tell them, Kroger's and whatever, to just keep restocking and restocking in order to hold those for that they're going to need.
Okay. All good points. Senator from council.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims.
Second.
Motion and second to pay the claims. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.